Let's check in with our next star, DC Bureau reporter Anna Warnke, who's joining us now. Anna, it's good to see you, and I want to talk about the evolution of the afternoon yesterday afternoon from your personal point of view, because there you were in DC, in the Bureau, not far from the Capitol, with a colleague who was in the Capitol. Could you feel the tensions rising, and did you have a sense of impending doom as things escalated?
Absolutely. So where our studio is actually located, it's only about a block or two from the Capitol. So if you just look outside our window, you could see people gathering in the streets. And we were actually, it was right after I wrapped up with you guys yesterday that we tuned into the president's speech. And we have a bunch of cameras with different views of the Capitol in our studio. And we were looking at, a lot of people were leaving the president's speech a little bit early after he was kind of calling for everyone to go to the U.S. Capitol. And so we started looking over at our Capitol camera and seeing that it was getting pretty crowded. And we looked down outside of our window. People were gathering in the streets. There was a lot of police presence right outside of our window. And so we knew from then it was just going to quickly start escalating just because of the pure number of people that we saw. Obviously, we're talking to one of our colleagues, Joe, who was inside the Capitol at the time with our photographer, just trying to follow up on the day's proceedings because this joint session was happening. It's just, this is a procedural administrative thing. I mean, this is required by the Constitution. It happens every presidential election. But, obviously things quickly got out of hand. We were keeping in contact with him, had crews on the ground also outside of the Capitol. And it was just, shocking to see all of the day's events just quickly start escalating. I don't think anyone anticipated to get as out of hand as it really did.
Anna, I have a question that I'm sure that's on everybody's mind. I used to work in a federal building right here in Dallas, downtown Dallas, and I am just so overwhelmed by the fact that these people were able to get into the building, and everybody probably wants to know that. And I'm sure you've been to the Capitol, and there are protocols, there are procedures, and showing ID, especially after 9/11. How do you think this happened?
And not even just increased security, but we're also in a pandemic, so there is just limited visitors right now in the Capitol. So you have to have a badge to get past a certain security checkpoints. You have to go through security checkpoints, multiple of them, just to get inside the Capitol. But I think it was just Capitol Police was just simply outnumbered when it came down to it. There was just talking about the number of people that were there and the rush how quickly they got there. They just quickly got inside. They were able to break down that door, and once they were inside, it was just hard to contain them inside the Capitol. So I think it was just that they were simply outnumbered, Capitol Police, by the number of protesters that were there. But you're right, getting inside a federal building, it's not easy. You have to get through certain security checkpoints, but they, pushed through all of those security checkpoints to get inside, and they did it very, very quickly.
And this is not just any federal building. In my mind, this is second only to the White House in terms of the amount of security they should have, with our lawmakers having a joint session of Congress during a period of time in which we are so divided. And we've seen large numbers of people show up in support of the president. Why they didn't anticipate this is sort of beyond us, I think. But I did also see video, Anna, of police at one point sort of letting the barricades out and letting people move a little closer to the Capitol building. I sense they were trying, I should say, to strike a balance between keeping the peace and allowing people to do what is American as well, and that is to air grievances, to rally, to assemble, to protest. But when it turns a corner and turns unlawful, we're talking about a different set of circumstances.
Absolutely. And I think that no one really anticipated, like I said, to get for this to escalate so quickly. So I know that DC put out several warnings ahead of time, telling people who were in the area to stay away from downtown if they could. We anticipated the protest. I mean, everyone knew that there was going to be a lot of people in DC the past 2 days. But no one thought that the violence would occur, I think, and especially, to the extent that it did. But, quickly after, National Guard was called. We had DC Police, Maryland Police, Virginia Police, Virginia State Troopers were called. But at that point, it was just too late.
And we know that 4 people have died. 1 woman was shot inside the Capitol. 3 others, we're told, were succumb to medical emergencies while they're on site. And I know that those of you who are in the media in Washington and covering this are also sometimes at risk of backlash as we've been declared the enemy of the people. So I know it's a tough job, Anna. I'm glad that you're safe and your colleague as well. And we're going to continue to talk about the law enforcement angle of this coming up. We appreciate you joining us. Stay safe out there, okay?
Thank you so much.
Who would have imagined when we talked to Anna yesterday that 24 hours later,
I know,
we'd be looking back on this in this way?